Hello guys, today I'm going to tell you about the questions that were asked in IISER Kolkata interview. So the motto behind making this video is that since I used to search many videos about the interview and I couldn't get many of them, so I thought if making this video would be helpful for the people who are searching for the questions before the interview. So the first question is the simple that just give your introduction and academic background. After that, they will ask you about the dissertation topic that you have done in masters. So if you have done it, you can tell them about it, and they will ask you about the question that you have done. For example, my dissertation project was on isolation and synthesis of lignin and lignin nanoparticle and assessing its antibacterial and antimicrobial property. So they asked me about how did you assess the antimicrobial property and what was the bacteria that you used. I said the E. coli bacteria, and I said about the procedure of MIC, that is minimum inhibitory concentration. They asked me about the volume of the antimicrobial agent, that is lignin nanoparticle, and the bacteria, both volume. They asked me about it, and after that they asked me about the E. coli division. How much time does the E. coli take to divide? The answer was 20 minutes. And then they asked me to solve the question on the board, that how will you prepare 1% solution of NaCl in 10 ml solution. So the answer was simple, that in 1 gram of NaCl is in 100 ml of 100 ml, so in 10 ml it would be 0.1 gram NaCl. Then they asked me to plot a graph in between y square versus x, and lastly they asked me about the PCR and and its component. They also they asked me in detail, and they also asked me about the melting temperature, and I told them that it depends on the GC content. And then they asked me which type of GC content, like if it's DNA template or primer. So the answer was primer's GC content. And then they asked me an experimental question, that how will you get the result if PCR machine stops working, and if you're doing an important experiment and you have to do it anyhow, then how will you maintain the temperature without the PCR machine. So they asked me to think about it, and so the answer was incubator or water bath. And they tell me that you should use 3 water bath, each for denaturation, one for denaturation, one for annealing, and one for extension, with their respective temperature. And the sample was then put from denaturation to annealing to extension. So thank you guys. I will also make another video on the interview that I have given in IIT Bombay. I hope you will like it.